Hello, this is Ki with RunScore. Today we'll handle the first item of scripting or programming under RunScore. These are the simple actions that work on the database with scripts or other minor functions to help you score your race. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the internet its name screen. This is defined by the .frm file that creates all the fields and everything else that are stored in the entries.dta. The DTA is the database that has all of the records for your race. If I page down to go to the first record, we'll notice we have a bib number, a chip number, all the information for that person. And we have a lot of additional fields down here that are handled by updating with the entries any file. If we go to the entries any, edit entries any, we'll notice we have a bunch of sessions down here before that are minor scripts we will cover in an additional video, but they can create data into your database because of some of the information that's input during the online sign up or when you're typing them in. If we wanted to have all that data in there and we're not sure if it's been updated, we can go ahead and press the Alt, hold it in, and hit F4, and then it will update all fields for all entries from that entries any. Do you want to continue? We say yes. Now that will update all the entries. The next thing we're going to show you is a simple way to do a listing. So on a simple script, we're going to create a new file. We're going to type in comment. Always want to put in a comment to figure out what that file does at a quick glance. We're going to update all entries from the entries.ini. We're going to go down, we're going to put in one line, and this is a command, update all entries, and we're going to save that as test.list. That's already there. We'll go ahead and cover that. We're going to go ahead and go into listings. We're going to edit that, and notice we have that comment, update all entries. This allows you to update all entries by double clicking on it or running it, and that will update it even if you're not in the entries or internet at name screen. If you're in the internet at screen, you can do the Alt F4, or this will work any other time. Now, one of the other functions which is not really a script, it's internal to RunScore. Let's say we want to contact this person and we look at the email here. We right click on that, send an email. Not an email address. That's bizarre. Let's try that one more time. Not an email address. Let's go ahead and F4 that. Let's try it now. Send an email. We've saved that. We now see that we are sending from my email program to support at RunScore. You could send a message on that. It's a very simple step, easy to do. So we've showed you a very simple script. Another thing you may want to do is to go in and enter a value into one of your database fields. Let's say a team division, and we want to go ahead and fill that with a value for everyone. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to an asterisk this time, so we don't have to go to the blue line, and we're going to fill a field. We're going to go ahead and first we're going to select. We're going to say bib greater than tab 0. That will get rid of my URN, and it'll also make sure that any bib numbers or anything you've got will fill in. we're going to go down here now. We're going to selected the field we want to use here. We would say team division, or we can do a query where we're going to put in the question mark field that you want to fill. And we're going to go selected, message, tab. We're going to go ahead and do another question mark, value to fill. We're going to save this now. We are going to save this back to test. We'll replace what was in there. So we now go to test. We're going to go use the icon this time. We're going to edit it. Notice we have that same thing here. Now let's go ahead here and use this, and let's go ahead and we're going to double click on that. We're going to say team div, and the value is going to be none. We now go to our database and notice that team division doesn't, well, we've put that in there. That's not, well, let's say we now want to get rid of that. So let's say we're going to delete a field, and we're going to do that. The field you want to delete, and the value, we will delete it by putting nothing there. So we'll have a blank there. So we'll now save that again. We've got ahead and had that in there. We're going to run test, and the field we want, so team div. We now go back, and of course I had that open, so that's going to be, we're going to go ahead and run that test for team div. We're going to go back in, and notice now that team division is blank again. So those two simple scripts we've just done to fill a field or to delete a field or clear a field with just simple scripts. Now, one of the most useful tools you'll be using in the future is wanting to assign bibs. Say, reassign the bibs by a alphabetical. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the click in the bib field. We're going to hit F5, and you're about to clear the field for every entry. Do you want to continue? Yes. Just checking one more time. Yes. Now, if we look in there, we have no bib numbers. What we're going to do is a simple script to asterisk assign bib. Oh, if I could spell bib numbers. Again, we'll use the command assign. We'll click this time on assign numbers. In the field bib, we're going to select race. Well, let's go back and let's put that in the blue. We're going to select the race EQ. Again, I use the letters instead of the equal sign. And I'm going to go to tab, and we're going to say R for run. We're going to go ahead and sort by last name, sort by first name, and we're going to starting number of 1, ending number of blank. Right now we're going to save that to test, replace that. Again, if we looked at that, we'll see that that's what we just did. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this right now just so we don't have any other problems, and we're going to run tests. The ending number is we're going to leave as 0. Last number assigned 58. So now if we go in here, we are actually going to see 1 through 58 for the race. We have other values. Okay, we've got other values in there for other things. We're not going to worry about that right now. That just showed you how you could assign a bib number to the race alphabetically. Again, when you look at the alphabetical, it's first by last name, then first name. Very simple, very easy, nice, fun way to do that and set yourself up for this race. Now, periodically during the race, we're going to want to go ahead and assign or back up our race, or we want to send the values of the database someplace that we can use. We're going to go ahead here and we're going to again use an asterisk, save the database. We're going to use the export command. And if we want to send it to a specific file name, let's send this to destination. We're going to click on the destination and we're going to say save a backup.csv. We're going to use the output format CSV, and we're going to save that. To test again, we'll replace that one we've been using. We'll go ahead and run that. And we can then look at that save a backup.ls or .csv, and that file will be in the RunScore folder instead of the race folder, and we'll notice we'll have our header and all of our information for that database. You'll notice we have those. Most of the things we're talking about here are already in your advanced race samples, but we just wanted to show you how to do that. The other thing we can do with that, let's go back in and edit that test. We're going to say now we want to keep it in the race folder. We're going to use lambda. We're going to go down here and we're going to type in the fields that we want to include. We're going to save that. We're going to go ahead now, what we're going to do is run that. And we will go ahead and look at the output from this. And we'll notice we have the bib, last name, and first name. This is if you want to send the database of just certain values to somebody. You can do the save a backup.csv. The bib numbers will not show up until they've actually got bib numbers there, so it'll be a blank field for those that don't have it, but nice simple thing to export certain parts of the database. Now, one of the last things we're going to deal with today is a we're going to upload data to the database from the events we have in this. So if we go ahead and we look at data, we're going to edit it. Notice we're going to put results to the database. We're going to select race equals R, Event to database is the command that handles this. We're going to go to the event finish minus the gun time, and we're going to put that in a database field time. We're going to go pace for 10K and put that in the database field pace. We're going to go to place, database field place. Division place is div, and we'll go to division field. We'll call that div place. The division total, we'll put that into a field div total. We'll put the division place computed on sex. We'll put that in division field sex place, and division total will go into division field of sex total off of this division place command. We go ahead and run that. It's done. We should go up here to be able to see that those fields have been added in at the end of the database, which will have the times and everything else in places. Very simple thing to store that in there. I always recommend that you use the actual events in case you make changes later, but this is a way to store it in here to send it as an export from the database. These are just some of the simple commands that work on the database or the DTA file for RunScore that will allow you to adapt or move your data around during the race to help score and report on your race. If you have any questions on this or other, give us a shout back at support, and we'll be covering some of the simple reports in the next video. Have a nice day.